Alright, time for a new video. Oh look, Adobe Premiere has some new updates. I'm sure it will run much faster and better once I install them. Oh, it's not gonna work for me at all, will it?
Three days later.
After days of work and a lot of tea drank, after a lot of misery, here's the final video. Alright, now that I got that out of my system, let's concentrate on this drawing video. And this is really just one of those fun videos where I didn't really have anything big to convey with. I just wanted to draw something fun and show it to you guys, maybe you're interested. I also adjusted the speed, like this time it's 3 times speed. I would be curious if you like the 2 times speed or well, I can't put actual speed because that's going to be way too long videos, but tell me if you prefer 2 times or 3 times or maybe faster or slower speeds. Anyways, I wanted to draw a mech because yeah, I love robots, and this year I haven't drawn any robots yet, so I just busted out my good old industrial design markers and thought, okay, let's do just a traditional sketch. And as usual, I like starting with a couple of thumbnail sketches, and I would go for much more and much less detail, but I think I just had under an hour time between client work. So I thought, okay, let me just do 4. And as usual, I start with the marker and then I just go in with the pen. The good thing is with the marker, you put down some, at least I put down some basic ideas that I have. And when I start adding a couple of details with the pen, then I can also adjust them and I can bring out ideas that I like more or not. And it also, the thing happens, if you watch videos from Bob Ross, he's talking about those happy accidents. Well, those kind of happen with the markers as well, because it's a light marker and I keep on going over things again in my head, drawing the shape. And as the lines grow together, they form almost different shapes. So when I go back later with the black pen and just go in, I see maybe different things than I had in my mind when I was drawing these. Another thing that's worth mentioning here is that I usually look at reference. I start out with robots that I really like, so I go, for example, I'm still on an Ian McHugh sort of run. I think you can see that a little bit in the second robot, but what I do, I just look at a couple of robots and then I make sure not to look at those robots again. I look for something else. In this case, I was looking at spaceships, and there was like a nice elongated carrier looking spaceship that I used in the third mech there, and some sort of UFO for the fourth one. So I try to combine references, because it's very easily can happen that you get too much inspired by one reference and you, well, I don't want to say copying, but just almost redrawing a reference that you saw and liked. And after I was done with all these 3, I couldn't really choose. I felt like I really should do a lot more, but because of the time constraint, I said, okay, just let me just jump straight in here. And I started the big drawing as well with the marker and just putting down some basic ideas. And I ended up liking the third robot the most. I like that it has to counterbalance that big behind of it. It could be an interesting cargo carrier, transporter sort of mech. But I don't know if it was cargo. I don't know if it was time constraint, but I did cheat away from it a little bit in the end, because I don't know, I made it shorter and I feel it transformed into an insect, so I sort of lost the scale. Usually what I do, and what's good to do when you draw something like this, is draw a little human next to it somewhere, or draw, what I like to do, you probably guys see it in many of my drawings, is somebody with a console and cables connected to the spaceship or the robot, just to give it a size. But while I was drawing it, and also after drawing, I was like, I just don't know what the size of this is, so I don't know how big or small. It could be like a small insect camera spying robot, or it could be like a giant walker. So this is not good. Don't let this happen usually. But I had fun with it, and I did like the shape. At this point somewhere you will see I like the shape. It's going into an interesting direction. I like the organic insect looking thing, but the outline of it, the cutout shape, the silhouette was not so interesting. So you will see me go back with a marker and give it that little, I don't know, is it a horn or whatever it is on its back. I just wanted the silhouette to be a little bit more interesting, because it was a little bit too boring and too simple in the end. And I feel you have to really, whenever you start drawing something, and even if you're already a little bit in a detailing phase, just don't worry about going back and changing up some things, especially when you notice it. And I did make sure to just take a second off, a minute off, and just not pay attention to the drawing and come back to see what's a little bit off on it and what I might do better. So make sure to take a little bit of time. But anyways, you sort of heard all these things already. I don't have much else to say. It was really just a quick fun sketch, and I always like these sort of, you could call it a little bit old school style industrial design sketches, and bringing in a lot of sci-fi stuff, and just I grew up with this sci-fi shit, so I just like letting my mind go, and just exploring and having fun. I hope you guys like that too, and that's why I do these videos. Tell me if you have any sci-fi things, or what is it that you like to draw when you just want to let loose a little bit and just relax and have fun. But yeah, with that, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Click that like button if you do, and if you'd like to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe, and also hit that little bell button. Apparently that helps you see when my videos actually come out, because YouTube works in very mystical ways. For more drawing related uploads, you can check my Instagram as always, but the most important part is that you fine people have a fantastic week, and see you next time. Bye bye.